Yes, yes, boys. Ryjack back here for another live stream, another Man City discussion talking about the upcoming Club World Cup, of course. The thing on all of our minds. City's first game will be tomorrow, Wednesday, be about noon for me. So I'm guessing that is 5 p.m. for the local guys over in the UK. However, it is in America over here in Philadelphia, so we'll be noon kickoff for the actual players for Man City. So before we do start this little discussion and talk, do leave a like and sub if you're new to the channel. Always very much appreciated that. We're on the road to 200 subs on YouTube here and 1,500 on TikTok. So check that out as well if you're new. Anyway, I'll just get right into it. I'll pull up the preview we've got here. We have Man City playing, I want to say Wydad Casablanca out of Morocco tomorrow at noon. First game of the Club World Cup. Very exciting. And I know the online discussion about the Club World Cup is it a good tournament? Is it a failure? Do people care? Do people not care? However, I want to say there have been, according to this over here on the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 games or so. They have been good for the most part. They have been good games. I have enjoyed watching this tournament. I have been a fan so far. Even the first one, Al Ahly, Inter Miami, 0-0, still a good game. I had a good time. Not gonna lie. Steve Finn says, yes, lad, big up. How are you, my guy? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Let me know what you think of the World Cup so far. Have you enjoyed it? Or are you one of the guys that's like, nah, not for me. Lame. Bayern Munich versus Auckland. Auckland, again, 10-0. I mean, it wasn't a professional team. Like, what are they doing in this tournament? Who knows? That was stupid to have them in, but it could have been worse. 10-0, whatever. The other games have been really good. PSG were impressive. This Botafogo game I really liked watching. I liked this Boca Juniors Benfica game. And then today I got to watch a bit of River Plate and Uraro Red Diamonds. I thought that was good as well. So for the most part, the games have been good. There's been some dull 0-0s like Dortmund Fluminense today, not great. Chelsea LAFC wasn't very good. I was hoping for more from this Palmeiras game, but I mean that's how it is. Like even at the actual World Cup, when you see big nations play these small teams, like for example, last World Cup England played Iran, they won 6-0. Like whoa, was that an entertaining game? Yeah, like that's just how it is. Some of the big teams win by a lot. People are fine. So speaking of big teams winning by a lot, I do expect that one tomorrow for City. Obviously, playing a team from Morocco, Wydad. I don't think it's going to be too big of a game, too big of a difficult fixture for City. Steve Finn says, been okay. We'll pick up as games get better, starting with City tomorrow. It'll be interesting to see how we line up. That is what we're going to do here in just a few minutes. We're going to look at the lineup and see some predictions on what we're going to get. I am very excited, though. Very excited because I think the hype around City is building pretty significantly, I would say. Significant hype, and which is something you love to see. Something you love to see. And I also agree, once we get past this initial group stage, what are you going to call it, knockout round, however long, I guess it's round of 16 immediately is where we go because there's 32 teams. It's going to be good. It's going to be worth watching. There's going to be big games. It's really cool seeing the South American teams and even the African teams have put up some like big fights, I've thought. I have personally enjoyed it. I imagine the North American teams are not going to do very well, and the teams from like Asia are probably not going to do very well. But Europe and the South African teams, I think, will be pretty good to watch. This predicted lineup here that FotMob has put out for City and Wydad, I'm not going to pretend. Actually, excuse me, I do know one of their players, Amrabat. Nope. That's not the right Amrabat. Maybe that's his brother. He looks just like the Amrabat I was thinking it was, but that's definitely not him. Never mind. I'm not going to be familiar with any of these players here, of course, as I'm sure no one else has watched Wydad unless you are from Morocco or from Africa. But no problems there. City are favorites, obviously. I looked at the betting lines. They are minus 2,000 to win, which means you have to bet $2,000 to win $10. So, I mean, clearly expecting a big City win. Hopefully we can be as encouraging as Bayern against Auckland was. I doubt we get to 10, but that would be awesome if we got double-digit goals. Get all the new guys in, get them some debut goals would be awesome. The lineup they're going with is a strong one, of course. Ederson, Nunes, Diaz, Gvardiol, Aït-Nouri making his debut. Reinders and Rodri. Will be interesting to see if Rodri gets minutes or starts. I'm sure he'll get minutes. Marmoush, Cherki in that 10 role. Bernardo on the right. Probably not what most City fans want to see. Bernardo on the right. I'm sure they're probably tired of that. And Holland up front. Notable omissions, I would say, are no Kusanov, no Phil Foden, no Doku, no Savinho. Will we see those players? Potentially, of course. Potentially. There's no notable injuries. City obviously have the 27-man squad as well. So I don't think anyone is unavailable as far as I'm aware. I think it only makes sense that we go into the lineup builder and take a look and see what at least I'm going with, and then a combination of the chat. You guys can let me know, of course, if any of these are way off or if you change them. I think goalie, we're going to roll with Ederson. The City board are going to want to take this seriously. If it was like a preseason tournament, which it is not, I mean, it is in terms of it's preseason for next season, but it's not in the sense of they don't really care about, the outcome of the preseason tournaments like when they go on tour. This is a real tournament that they want to win. So they're going to go strong, I would imagine. However, they are playing Wydad, and there are some other teams, more down the line, especially Juventus in about a week or so. That's going to be a more difficult game. So there maybe is some bit of rotation as well, and we might see some young players. I say young. I think we only took 2 quote-unquote young academy players if you count Rico Lewis and Nico O'Reilly as academy players, which I probably don't at this point. They're almost full-on first-team players, especially Rico Lewis. I mean, he's not really an academy player, hasn't been for a year, 2 years at this point. He does need to change his number, though, get off 82 and get him a real actual player number if we're going to, see him continue in the first team. At right back, I do think we will see Mateus Nunes held down the position pretty solidly throughout the second half of the season. Froze out Rico. We didn't see much of him at right back in the second half of the year. And, I mean, there's an Akanji shout potentially, but I'm not a big Akanji right back guy. He doesn't offer enough going forward for me. And then you also have Kusanov right back if you want to have more of a back three option where Aït-Nouri's the left back and he can bomb up the left-hand side and everyone kind of shifts into a back three solidly. You could do that with Akanji or Kusanov. I don't know if we see that yet. I think, just a guess here, I think we're going to see Abdikadir Kusanov. That's what I think we're going to see. And next to him, I think it's going to be Ruben Diaz. I think Gvardiol is going to get a bit of a rest here because Gvardiol has had the most minutes of any Man City player. He's played basically every international game available. He played almost every single City game over the year. So if we can have a couple of games in the group stage here where Gvardiol doesn't need to be spammed out for 90 minutes, I think we should take advantage of that. Let's give Ryan Aït-Nouri his debut out at left back. I think that would be fantastic to see. You got 2 very attacking fullbacks in this formation that we're looking at. And I would be very pleased with this type of lineup. I think it would be awesome to see this, especially Kusanov, because he came onto the scene, had the error against Chelsea that apparently that's the only thing anyone can remember. But after that, he was really good, and then he played 9 games or so, and we didn't see him again. So hopefully we see Kusanov back in the lineup. I was actually a big fan of his when he did play at the tail end of last season. I really enjoyed watching him play. In the middle, I'm going to go with Nico Gonzalez. I hope to see him in the middle paired with Tijani Reinders. Where is he? Tijani. I'm going to struggle spelling that name for the rest of my life. That's a tough one there. Let's go with a Nico and Tijani partnership in midfield. I think that would be fantastic, especially because, again, I don't want to oversell how favorites we are for this team, but it is minus 2,000 odds for us to win the game. And you only need, obviously, a win, but goal difference does come into account. Do we want to put Rodri starting right away? Maybe, but why not give him a little bit more extended rest? He is coming off the ACL. There's no reason to rush him into a game like a Wydad. You know what I'm saying? I mean, maybe that's harsh. I don't mean to be disrespectful to Wydad, but they are a Moroccan team. We are a Premier League team. Surely we don't need to start Rodri for this game. The winger options and the attacking mid option is interesting. Will we see a Ryan Cherky starting debut? I'm going to say probably not. Probably not. I'm going to go with Phil Foden in the 10 role. That's my prediction, my initial guess at least. I think that's what we see. Hopefully Foden gets a bit of, I don't know, maybe like a mental refresh here over in the States, and he's roaring and ready to go. And we see the return of the old Phil Foden back to his best. If he can get a goal in this game or a hat-trick in this game, I think that would be great for confidence purposes. Out on the left, not really going to stay out wide, as we kind of are expecting a bit of a new system without really having wingers, is going to be Marmoush, who's going to cut inside primarily, tuck inside, and not really be a out-and-out byline winger like you might get with Doku or Savinho or how Grealish was. He's going to be very central, in my opinion. Right wing, you have some interesting options. You've got Ryan Cherky. Of course, you could have Foden out on the right. I hope we don't see Foden on the right. I'm very much over Foden on the wing. I think he's much better centrally. Even if he's in a dual 10 role, I think he's just better centrally because he's got a better opportunity to turn and shoot, which he's very, very talented at. But for me, the guy who I want to see the most in this tournament, Oscar Bob, right wing Bob, who can hug the touchline if he wants. I know Pep's not going to maybe have him do that, but he has the ability to cut inside as well. Lethal player, Oscar Bob, is going to prove himself this tournament, and I hope that's who we see starting a right wing for this first game. And up top, it's the big man, Erling Haaland, of course. Maybe we only see 45 minutes from Haaland for this game. If it gets a bit out of hand early, we could obviously make subs and then bring on the likes of Ryan Cherky to see. Maybe you get some, let's see, Savinho could come into the game. Doku could be a second half super sub type of player. I imagine Doku does very well in this game, but we want to go strong. City have to take this game seriously. They don't want to over-rotate. So this is the lineup I'm going with. Another player you potentially could see is Manu Akanji. I know Pep loves Akanji for whatever reason. He seems to really trust him. Midfield options, of course, would include Gundogan, who could potentially be in his last few games here for City. This could be his last go of it, so maybe Pep wants to give him some game time. And, of course, Bernardo Silva, who is part of the captaincy group, potentially, meaning he is going to stay another season, from what it seems like at least. There's nothing confirmed, of course, but I don't know why you'd be part of the captaincy group if you're not staying. Seems kind of weird. Luke says, big up, bro. Great lineup. Thank you, Luke. I appreciate it. I got a nice mixture of veteran, established players. A couple guys getting some debuts, as well as incorporating some young guys. Oscar Bob, Kusanov, who else? I mean, those are really the only young guys. But I would love to see this lineup. And I do not want to overstate or understate how excited I am for Oscar Bob. Oscar Bob is the guy who I'm backing the most for this tournament. I want him to win tournament MVP. If that's a thing, I hope he wins it. I hope he has the best tournament of anyone for City. That would be fantastic. Would make me very, very happy man. Elsewhere for City, of course, this is not the only game. We have some more group stage games. Another one against Al Ain, which will be Sunday. June 22nd, 9 o'clock for me. That's a late one for the UK boys. I do apologize for that. For you guys, that'll be a tough one to stay up for. But I will be doing a live watch along for that. It's on a Sunday, so obviously no work for me. I will be able to stream that one live, watch it with you guys, which would be awesome. I'm very excited. And then the big one, Juventus next Thursday, 3 p.m. It is a weekday, but it doesn't deter me. I am going to that game. I'm going to go with my wife, and I'll do a little vlog as well that I can upload on the channel and show you, what it's like going to a Club World Cup game, which I'm very, very excited about. It will be the first time in my life that I've seen Man City play live. So I could not be more excited for that game. It hopefully is, one of the best experiences of my life. I know it's the Club World Cup, and some guys are going to poo-poo that, but it's Man City. It's a competitive game. It's in the United States. It's in my home. I don't want to say city because it's like an hour away from me, but it's in my home region. It's very, very cool. I'm very excited for that. So that's the schedule. That's what we've got so far. No watch long tomorrow. Of course, I'll be at work. It's a noon game, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. No worries. So I do want to say thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Leave a like, comment. Let me know what you think of my lineup. Would you change anything? Are City going to go very, very strong, or do we rotate to prepare for the latter stages here going up against the Moroccan side who, let's be honest, we should be beating with our academy, most likely. Maybe that's a bit harsh, but it's probably true. So thank you, as always. Leave a like on the way out, and check out my TikTok as well. Almost at 1,500 followers on TikTok. So very much appreciate it. I will see you guys tomorrow.